Hi, all my dear students. I'm Amit Ajmani, your English faculty, and I welcome you all to Sri Jendra Rank Zone classes. Now, students, in the previous class, we have completed our chapter number 2, that is sentence types, active and passive voice, and direct and indirect speech. Now, in this, we studied about the various types of sentences. We studied about the various rules of conversion of active into passive voice and passive into active voice. And we studied about direct indirect speech and the various rules governing the conversion of direct speech into indirect and vice versa. So after completion of the chapter, let us try to do some practice exercises in order to relate what exactly we have understood and how exactly we are going to apply all our understanding of this chapter, right? So let us see the first question, which exactly says that classify the following sentences as simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences. Now we have already studied what exactly these all sentences are. We know that a simple sentence is a sentence which has one subject and one single predicate. The compound sentences are those which have got two independent clauses. The complex sentences are those which have got one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. And compound complex are those which have got two independent clauses and one dependent clause, maybe more than one. So we have to classify the sentences which are given to us as per what type of sentences they are. So let us see which exactly is the first sentence given to us. First sentence is, we decided to go fishing and camping out at the lake. Now this particular sentence is a simple sentence because it doesn't have any kind of different clauses in it. Let us see the second sentence. This summer our vacation should be both exciting and restful. Again, this is a simple sentence. Now, the next sentence is, after the tornado hit, my house was completely destroyed. Now, this is a complex sentence. Why? Because it has got one independent clause and one dependent clause, right? So you need to observe and you should be able to differentiate between the various type of sentences. Let us see the next one. Since we had only one plate, we had to take turns to eat our dinner. Now this is a simple sentence, right? Coming to the next, Lata and Suman cooked and served people through the day. Now, if we observe this sentence, we find that it is a compound sentence, right? Coming to the next part. I wanted to go to the market today, but the thunderstorm prevented me from doing so. Again, this is a compound sentence, right? You must know why exactly we are classifying them as different sentences, right? Next sentence is, the boys have completed the job as promised, so we should give them credit and pay them accordingly. Now this is a compound complex sentence or complex compound. We can write any of the two. Next sentence is, the earlier mobile phones were bulky, semicolon, the latest models which are sleek have many more features. Now this is also a compound complex sentence, right? Coming to the next sentence. Taxation without representation was a common complaint 200 years ago. Again, this is a compound complex sentence. The next sentence is snowboarding looks like fun, but it requires a lot of practice, which is boring and dangerous. Now this is a complex sentence. Next is before I was born, my mother worked as a receptionist. Now this is a compound complex sentence. Let us see the next sentence. Go to the store and get some milk as I have your cake baked in time for the party. What kind of sentence is this? This is a complex sentence. Next sentence is don't tell me you can't find your backpack. Now this is a compound complex sentence. Let us see the next. When you were renovating, did you hire contractors or did you do work yourself? Now this is a compound sentence. The last one is, okay, let me bring it there. Mr. Jones has a lot of books. He is well informed about current events. This is a complex sentence. So in order to attempt such questions, first of all, you need to have the basic idea about what simple sentences, complex sentences, and compound complex sentences are. Clear? So this is the first type of question that we may get. Now, in second question also, what we are required to do is we have to state which of the following are compound and which are complex. And now some additional thing is also asked from us. Now in every sentence, we have to identify the dependent and the independent clauses. Now with this, you will be able to understand better as to what is the difference between compound and complex sentences. Let us see them one by one. First sentence is, he swam across the channel in 5 hours and set a new record with his achievement. Now this is a compound sentence, and it is a compound because it has got two independent clauses. Let us see how. The first independent clause is he swam across the channel in 5 hours. This is the first independent clause. The second clause is set a new record with his achievement. Once again, the subject is he, so he set a new record with his achievement. This is also an independent clause. So now because it contains two independent clauses, that is why it is categorized as a compound sentence. Clear? Let us see the second part. If you cannot do this job, I will ask someone else to do it for me. Now this is a complex sentence. Why? Because it consists of a dependent clause and an independent clause. I will ask someone else to do it for me is an independent clause. Whereas if you cannot do this job, this is a dependent clause. So that is why this is a complex sentence. Right? Let us see the C part. He said that he was so unwell that he could not even get up from his bed. Now again, this is a complex sentence. Again, why complex sentence? Because it consists of an independent clause and a dependent clause. Which one are these? He said that he was so unwell. This is an independent clause. That he could not even get up from his bed. This is a dependent clause. I hope you are able to differentiate better now between the compound and the complex sentences. Let us have a few more examples. D. A man who serves his fellow human beings personally is more virtuous than a man who only donates money for a noble cause. This is again a complex sentence, again made up of an independent and a dependent clause. The first part of the sentence, a man who serves his fellow beings is more virtuous, is a independent clause. And the remaining part, than a man who only donates money for the noble cause, is a dependent clause. Hence, the sentence is a complex sentence. Next sentence. The soldiers were asked to carry out the orders which their commander had given them. Now the soldiers were asked to carry out the orders. This is an independent clause, which is making a complete sense on its own. Which their commander had given them, this is a dependent clause. And that is why it is once again a complex sentence containing an independent clause as well as a dependent clause. Fine. Let us come to the next sentence. It is a stitch in time that saves nine. It is a stitch in time. This is an independent clause. That saves nine is a dependent clause. So this sentence contains an independent clause as well as a dependent clause. Hence, it is a complex sentence. Next sentence. Neither is the architecture of the house appealing, nor is the interior of the house done well. Now, neither is the architecture of the house appealing. This is an independent clause. Nor is the interior of the house done well is again an independent clause. And because this sentence contains two independent clauses, that is why we will classify this sentence as a compound sentence. Clear? Next sentence. He will come when it suits him. He will come is an independent clause. When it suits him is a dependent clause. So, sentence containing an independent clause and a dependent clause, we will call it a complex sentence. Fine. Let us come to the next sentence. Anil not only did his own work only, but also helped others complete theirs. Anil not only did his own work. This is an independent clause. And the subject is assumed he helped others complete theirs. This is also an independent clause. So hence it is a compound sentence containing these two independent clauses. Right? So these are a few sentences which we classified, and in these sentences we also specified which one was the independent clause and which one was the dependent clause. Right? So this is all about our question number 2. Now in the third question, the examiner is giving us some sentences and he is saying to change these sentences into indirect speech. I hope you remember all the rules regarding the indirect speeches. We know that the direct speech given in inverted commas, and for indirect speech we have to remove the inverted commas. We have to convert the interrogative and exclamatory sentences into assertive ones. We have to remove this comma saying that, and in any sentence the very first thing we need to relate is the reporting verb which comes before the comma, right? If the reporting verb is in present tense, then the tense of this inverted comma speech is never changed. And this is what we are going to relate. Let us see. First sentence is, he says Kashmir is the heaven on earth. So how we are going to relate it into the indirect speech? He says the comma is removed by that. Inverted commas are removed and we'll write Kashmir is heaven on earth. We have written is only because the reporting verb is in present tense. Next, the shopkeeper says prices are shooting up alarmingly. In indirect speech, we will say the shopkeeper says, comma is removed and that is placed, that inverted commas are removed, that prices are shooting up. You could have used alarmingly word also, not an issue. So the shopkeeper says that prices are shooting up alarmingly. Third, she said. Now the reporting verb is in past tense, so we will change the tense of the reported speech. Let us see how. She said nobody can solve the problem. How this is going to be converted into indirect speech? She said that nobody could solve the problem. Comma has been replaced with that, inverted commas have been removed, and can has been converted into could. Right? Next sentence. Anthony said Martin has gone home. In indirect speech, we will as it is write Anthony said, comma is replaced with that, inverted commas are removed, that Martin had gone home. Now we know that the present form is converted into the past form, the corresponding for past form. So here it is present perfect in the direct speech, which will be converted into past perfect. So it will be Anthony said that Martin had gone home. Clear? She said, I shall be taking a test. That will be converted like she said that she would be taking a test. It could have been should be also. Shall is converted into should. That is, both of them are correct. So she said this comma has been replaced with that. Inverted commas are removed. I is converted into she. Clear? So we have to convert the pronouns that we have already learnt while we were doing the topic. Next, the man said, is your father at home? Now this is an interrogative sentence. So we know that whenever there is an interrogative sentence and the question is starting with any helping verb like is, am, are, do, does, then in that case this question mark is removed using the word asked rather than said, and we use if or whether. Both are correct. You can write any of these. So the indirect speech will be, the man asked me if my father was at home. Right? So interrogative are converted into assertive sentences. Let us see another interrogative sentence. The clerk asked his manager, shall I email this letter again, sir? Question mark. So once again, now we will use the word asked. The clerk asked his manager if he should email that letter again. I has been replaced with he, shall has been changed into should, and this, the word representing nearness, will be replaced by that, a word which actually presents the farness. So the clerk asked his manager if he should email that letter again. Clear? Let us see the next question. She said, will you tell me what it means, David? Again a question mark. So again, this question mark will be replaced by asked or inquired, and we will use if. So she inquired David if he would tell her what it meant. So here you is converted into he, me will be converted into her, will is converted into would, right? And means is converted into meant. Clear? Let us see the next one. She said to me, how have you done this sum? Again, question mark. Inquired, asked. She asked me how I had done the sum. You is replaced with I, and because now the question in the inverted commas is not starting with any helping verb, but we know that if it starts with what, when, where, why, how, then we do not use if or whether. So the same thing we have applied here. Now, after asked me, how is used as it is. We know that how, what, when, where they will be used as it is. No if or whether will be used. Let us see the next sentence. The policeman said to the stranger, who are you? Again question mark. So this question mark will be replaced by asked. The policeman asked the stranger who he was. You is converted into he. Are is converted into past form was. Who remains the same. No if or whether. Clear? So this is how we'll be converting the direct speech into indirect speech. When we have just studied the topic, we have seen ample of examples, sufficient examples to understand this concept. Clear? So I hope that these all were quite simple for you and you already know the answers of all these. Let us come to the next question. Rewrite the following sentences in passive voice. Active voice, passive voice. We have already done. Rules we already must be knowing. Let us see the sentences. Sue changed the flat tire. Now we know that in active we have got a subject and we have got an object, but when we have to convert it into passive, we will interchange them. And whenever subject comes at the end, we will add by. So the flat tire was changed by Sue. Clear? Let's see the next question. We are going to watch a movie tonight. So a movie is the object and we is the subject. Interchanged. A movie is going to be watched by us tonight. Clear? Next. I ran the obstacle course in record time. I is the subject, obstacle course is the object. Interchanging them, the obstacle course was run by me in record time. Clear? Let us see the next sentence. The crew paved the entire stretch of highway. Subject is the crew, the entire stretch is the object. Interchanging them, the entire stretch of the highway was paved by the crew. Clear? So the entire stretch of the highway, which was the object, now comes first and the subject goes at the end, and we will use the word by. This paved will be converted into was paved. Next, Mom read the novel in one day. Mom is the subject, the novel is the object, read is the verb. Interchanging and changing the form of the verb, The novel, which was the object in the active voice, it will become the subject in the passive. The novel was read by mom in one day. By will be added. Fine. Let's see the next sentence. The critic wrote a scathing review. The critic is the subject, wrote is the verb, and a scathing review is the object. Interchanging the positions and changing the form of the verb, a scathing review was written by the critic. Clear? Next sentence. I will clean the house every Saturday. I is the subject, will clean is the verb, the house is the object. Interchanging, we will get the house will be cleaned by me every Saturday. Clear? Next sentence. The staff is required to watch a safety video every year. The staff is the subject, is required is the verb, to watch a safety video is the object, is required to watch is the verb. So interchanging the positions, a safety video is required to be watched by the staff every year. Clear? Next sentence. She faxed her application for a new job. She is the subject, faxed is the verb, her application is the object. Interchanging the positions, her application for a new job was faxed by her. Understood? Let's come to the next sentence. Tom painted the entire house. Tom is the subject, painted is the verb, the entire house is the object. So interchanging all, the entire house will come first, was painted by Tom. That is our subject. Clear to all? Next sentence. The corporation's sales and service organization covers the country. So the country is the object, the corporation sales and service organization, that is our subject. Interchanging them, the country is covered by the corporation's sale and service organization. Quite simple, I hope. Next, we enclose payment together with our order. We is the subject, right? And payment is the object, enclose is the verb. So payment is enclosed together with our order by us. Okay. Coming to the next sentence. The customer should receive the delivery by Friday. The customer is the subject. The delivery is the object. Should receive is our verb. How we are going to convert it into indirect or passive form? Sorry, passive form, not indirect. The delivery, that was the object, come first, should be received by the customer by Friday. Fine. Next, they may have notified him before the invoice arrived. Right? So they is the subject, him is the object. Interchanging, he may have been notified by them before the invoice arrived. Got it? Let us see the next one. FCS are only marketing their new dental equipment in Europe. FCS is the subject, their new dental equipment is the object. So let us see how we are going to convert it into passive form. Their new dental equipment is only being marketed by FCS in Europe. Fine. Let's see the next one. We would reduce cost if we used less paper. We is the subject, cost is the object. Cost would be reduced by us if we used less paper. Okay. So these were a few sentences for conversion from active to passive. Now in the next question, the opposite is given to us. In this question, we have to rewrite the following sentences in the active voice. Right? Just opposite of the previous question. Let us see the sentences one by one. The captain of the Indian cricket team was cheered by the crowd. Now we know, then if we are going to convert passive into active, the subject is at the end, which has to be brought forward. The object is in the starting, which has to be taken at the back. This word by will be removed, and was cheered is the passive form of the verb used. We have to use it in the active voice. So now the answer to this sentence in active voice will be, first of all, the crowd cheered the captain of the Indian cricket team. Clear? Next, his paintings is the object part, has been praised. The verb part by will be removed. The critics is the subject part. His painting has been praised by the critics. So we will write the critics have praised his painting. Clear? Next, the horse is being purchased by the farmer. The farmer will be in front. The farmer is purchasing the horse. Fine. So this will be the active voice for this sentence. The horse is being purchased by the farmer. Next sentence. The new tax reforms will be implemented from July. Now here the subject is not specified. So we can assume the subject ourselves, the government, because these new tax reforms will be implemented from July. But who is going to implement them? The new tax reforms will be implemented by the government. So the subject is assumed to be the government. The government will implement the new tax reforms by July. Rather, it should be from July. It is from in the sentence. Misprinted, I suppose. Next sentence. Food from roadside vendors should not be eaten. Once again, the subject is not specified. So the food from the roadside vendors should not be eaten by whom? By us. So we are assuming the subject to be we. We should not eat food from roadside vendors. Clear? Next, by whom has this building been vandalized? So in active, we'll write who has vandalized this building? Question mark. Clear? Next sentence is, what was eaten by you for lunch? So what did you eat for lunch? This will be the active voice. Let us see the next sentence. The entire district was destroyed by the cyclone. So the cyclone destroyed the entire district. Next sentence. He will be given a ticket for overspeeding by the police officer. So the police officer will give him a ticket for overspeeding. Next sentence. The forest was going to be cut down for the new hydroelectric project. By whom? We don't know the subject. So assuming it to be they, they were going to cut down the forest for the new hydroelectric project. Next sentence. They will be welcomed by the reception committee. So the reception committee will welcome them. Clear? Coming to the next sentence. Where was the ferocious man eating tiger shot dead? Now by whom was this tiger shot dead? No subject is specified. So we are assuming it to be the hunter. So where did the hunter shoot down the ferocious man eating tiger? This will be the active voice for this particular sentence. Coming to the next sentence, let's see. The man who saved the child from the burning house was being cheered by the crowd of onlookers. So we'll write the crowd of onlookers first. The crowd of onlookers was cheering the man who saved the child from the burning house. Right? Add on crowd of onlookers. Now the next sentence says the place where he lived had been converted into a hotel by the trustees. So the trustees will come first. The trustees had converted the place where he lived into a hotel. Clear? Let us see the next sentence. The first fax machine was installed in 1958. By whom? Not specified. So we'll assume the subject to be they, and the sentence in the passive form we will read as the first fax machines were installed in 1958 by them. So they installed the first fax machines in 1958. Next sentence is the systems can easily be operated by ordinary office staff. So ordinary office staff will come first as the subject. Office staff can easily operate the systems. This will go at the back. Next, 7 moviegoers were booked in city for disrespecting national anthem. Now these 7 movie own goers, the goers were booked by whom? Assumingly again the subject we are taking to be the police. The police booked 7 moviegoers in the city for disrespecting the national anthem. This is now where you need to observe, you need to use your mind, and you can relate that wherever the subject is not specified, we have to assume the subject according to the question. Next sentence. The new software can be mastered easily in a couple of days. Now mastered by whom? By general public. So that is why we have assumed the subject to be people. People can easily master the new software in a couple of days. Clear? Next, software for head count is provided by Sastra. Sastra is the subject and software for head count is our object. In passive voice, in active we'll just schedule it, we'll rechange their positions, and now we will have Sastra coming first. Sastra provides software for head count. Clear to all? Let us see the next one. Thapa cannot be stopped by injury. Injury coming first. Injury cannot be stopped is converted into stop. Injury cannot stop Thapa. Right? So these are a few sentences in which we have seen how to convert passive voice into active voice. right? So in this whole practice class, you were given different questions. The first two questions were related to finding out whether what type of sentences are given to us: simple, complex, compound, or compound complex. Then we were asked to convert the direct speech into indirect speech. Then we did a few questions converting the active voice into passive voice and passive voice into active voice. Clear? So I hope all these sentences would have once again brushed up all your rules and all your learning part related to the chapter. If you are able to understand all these things, perfectly good. But if not, just go back, just try to relate once again all the type of sentences and various rules regarding the conversion of both active into passive and passive into active, as well as direct into indirect and indirect into direct. Clear? So this is all about today's class. Just practice, and the more you will practice, the better you will become. Okay, so we end up this lecture and we end up the chapter number 2. That was our sentence types: active and passive voice, direct and indirect. It was quite an important chapter, both for exam purpose as well as for your grammatical concepts. So I would like you people to just make sure that you learn, you relate, and you know how to implement the various rules for conversion of one type of sentence into another type. Clear? So in the next lecture, we'll be starting up a fresh chapter. Till then, study hard and just make sure you learn the rules related to this chapter. Go through the examples. Whatever examples are given to you, see as many examples as you can and try to understand how they are being used. Clear? So take care of yourself. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for being with me.